Hey guys, I've already disassembled in this series a 1911, a Beretta 92, a USP, maybe a few others since then. So I figured it might be a great idea to go ahead and disassemble something a little weirder. All of those other guns you can find at your just anywhere, any old gun store. This gun is a little bit more unique, and it's a little bit weird, so we're going to get right into it. Now, first of all, don't freak out. This gun, I only have one magazine because they're like $60, so I do leave this loaded because I really enjoy shooting this gun. But this is loaded, so we're going to leave the safety on. The slide can actuate with the safety on, unlike a 1911. So I'm going to leave the safety on and just rack the slide, eject the shell. I'm going to lock the slide back. I'm going to stick this round back in the gun, and I'm back in the magazine, not in the gun. And I'm going to get this magazine out of the way for now because I don't want loaded ammunition where I'm cleaning. So next, we're going to flip the gun over. We will inspect. It is empty, no magazine, and we can let the slide fall forward. Now, you can leave the safety on throughout this entire process, but it doesn't matter because there is no way to fire this gun without the magazine in unless you modify the gun or it is severely broken. It has a magazine disconnect safety like the original high power. Okay, so step one is going to be get a gunsmith grip. That's what I call it anyway. A lot of people call it that. Stick your thumb in the beaver tail like this. Wrap your hand around. Grab the slide and push slightly down with your thumb. Then you're going to grab this lever and it'll pop out slightly with a click. And you're going to stick your thumb in that slot and just pull downwards. When you do that, the slide is going to pop off. Don't touch this. I've disassembled this before. It is not something that is fun to do. If you have something break in here and you don't really know what you're doing, I would suggest sending it back to FN or taking it to an FN armorer. As you can see, it is a nightmare in there. Sorry for this gun being filthy. I've put about 300 rounds through it and haven't touched it since then. The next disassembly step is very easy. This is all one piece. You're going to put your thumb on this cam on the barrel, push forward, and lift up, just like a Browning action. There is no reason to go any further into this if you don't really want to, but I believe the pin here comes out from left to right, and the entire slide cover comes off. There's a little spring-loaded detent in here. From there, you can take these pins out and drop your firing pin and your firing pin block. I've never needed to do that. I just take some CLP and I spray it out and then hose it with some clean air. And then this assembly, you don't want to disassemble this at all. The only reason I would ever disassemble this is if I had a tool and if I really needed to replace the recoil spring. Because this entire assembly here is held on by this little bitty C-clip that is a little bit of a bastard to get on and off. It's holding the barrel jacket in place and everything too. So I would avoid messing with that unless you know what you're doing, and you'll probably need a vise. But from here, you can just spray a little ballistol or whatever you like to use, and it'll be fine. These guns don't get super dirty in the first place, so you don't really have to go any deeper than this. The 5.7x28 is a pretty clean cartridge. For reassembly, you're going to grab your slide, you're going to drop the muzzle into the bushing, like a standard Browning action, and just like a standard Browning action, you're going to push on the cam, and there it goes. It locks into the breech face. Now, on this gun, this breech face can kind of wiggle around. You really want it to be mostly centered. It will self-correct itself to a point. However, it doesn't matter that much. Just if you're having trouble getting the slide on, that's probably the problem. Now, before you reassemble, the gun will not go back together if you have it like this. The takedown lever must be in that position. If it doesn't, you will struggle with it. You'll drop the slide. You'll get pissed. Now, this groove here, where this entire cam link sits, I don't know, maybe not the best term. It's more of a ramp. Where this ramp sits is where this cam goes in. You're going to put that in like that. So what you're going to do is drop that cam into that groove. You're going to press down, and that's going to push the takedown lever backwards. You're going to push backwards until the guide rod slips in to that slot, and you're going to pull all the way back until you hear that click. Then, once you close the slide, it goes back to the fully assembled position. Now, everything works, and you are ready to go back to shooting.